What's up? I'm Dre. Welcome welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I want to talk about 5 things that I did or 5 things that happened to me before I turned 25. A lot of these things I didn't necessarily endeavor to do. They either fell upon me, good or bad, or fell into my lap. That being said, though, some of these things you can choose to do on your own, even if they occurred for me and to me by happenstance or circumstance. The first thing that I did was publish 5 books. I am a published poet. I am an award-nominated published poet, and I've put out at least a book a year since, I want to say, 2022. And each book was an experience, it was a lesson, it was an opportunity, and I am so grateful for the chance and the opportunities I've had with each book and that have come from each book. All of my books will be linked in the video description, and if you want to learn more about my poetry, my writing, all of those things, my second channel is also linked in the description. I'll be using that channel to push more of my artistic and creative pursuits and endeavors. Every now and then they'll probably intertwine and cross from channel to channel, but for the most part I'm going to kind of keep those a little bit separate. So if that interests you, anything from writing, craft talks, being a poet, being a visual artist, what it's like being a working artist, stuff like that, day in the life, progress updates, anything like that, if that interests you, follow those socials, follow that channel, subscribe to it. But feel free to check out my work. Another thing related to my art channel, this is number 2, I completed a student film, a student animation project, and it also receives an award. In undergrad, I studied animation and writing. Those were my 2 majors for my degree. And so one of the cumulative projects at the end was we had to create a senior film, a student film. It'll be linked somewhere, either at the end card or up here or in the description, I'm not sure, but this is another reference and link to my art channel. But I'll link my project Solace here so you guys can take a look if you like. It's, I think, maybe 4.5 minutes of actual like animation runtime, and then like the last 30 seconds are just credits and stuff. But really proud of that project, really proud of everyone who helped me work on that. They're all credited in the film. I recommend you go check it out and just see it for yourself. But that's number 2. Number 3, I work 2 jobs. And in doing that, I have gained so much appreciation and respect for the people out there who are hustling. Whether it's because you're trying to survive or you're trying to elevate your life and your lifestyle. If you're working multiple jobs, especially back to back, day in and day out, I see you, I salute you. My setup wasn't even like that. I wasn't even working both jobs every single day, but I was worn out week in and week out. So to know that there are people out there that are grinding every single day, going to 1, 2, 3 or more jobs, or doing 1, 2, 3 or more jobs in a week, because that could be job 1, job 2, and then side hustle, entrepreneurial project, creative project, whatever. Like, those of you out there doing that, I see you, I salute you. Because it's not easy. I don't think people understand that. Even if you're doing it just to elevate your lifestyle, that's so much work. So like, shout out to y'all, because I don't know if I'd ever like really willingly put myself in that position if I didn't have to. And I know a lot of people are doing it because they have to. But if they didn't have to, which they shouldn't have to, and that's a commentary on capitalism, we'd have more time to do other things we actually want to do, things that we'd actually enjoy. And then for those of us who want to elevate and grind and grind and grind, then you can pick up the extra jobs just for like extra money to save or something. Number 4, I got laid off. So back in August of 2023, maybe a week before the month ended, I got laid off from my full-time job. I had been there almost 2 years. It was like a year and 10 months, something like that. October would have made like my 2-year anniversary. And that experience taught me a lot because I had to figure out how to navigate unemployment. I was unceremoniously thrust back into the job market, and that's a whole other conversation, again, tying to capitalism, because the job market right now is really difficult, and I've seen discourse on social media about how if people are looking for jobs, they should be applying, and you just gotta strap up, buckle in, apply, and that's so unrealistic and so demoralizing because it's hard to get interviews and callbacks, much less like actual offers in this environment. And you telling people who have been unemployed for 6 months to a year or longer to just keep applying and to apply to 400 jobs in a week is insane. Like, I don't know what's connecting up there for you. It's not connecting for me. But anyways, so I was laid off, had to figure out unemployment, had to get back into the job market. But it also taught me about being ready. Getting laid off taught me to be ready. When God winds up and throws you a stone, it might take you out for a second, but when you get back up, things will be different. Things might even be clearer. And I was ready for that transition. I was ready to leave that position. Me and the company just weren't aligned, and I was looking for better compensation, a better fit for me personally in terms of like my skill set, room to grow, doing things that I felt like actually aligned with what I wanted to do in terms of like an actual job. And so I had been kind of looking for a way out, couldn't really find a job, couldn't land anything, it wasn't making sense. So I was like, well, I'm going to stick it out until I can find something. And that couple of months turned into well over a year and a half. And it was only after I got laid off that I had the freedom to pursue these other things, but then also that life started to flourish for me as well. I say all this to say that if you're in a job that you don't like, you feel stuck, there's no growth or development, it's not making sense, management or the environment is toxic, whatever the case is, it's okay to get out. Ideally, you have a plan of action and things are in motion and everything makes sense about your escape plan, but sometimes you just have to escape and everything might fall into place after the fact. And sometimes you don't need to be ready in terms of like everything is lined up for you. Sometimes you just need to be ready to leave and take the leap of faith and watch where you land after the fact. I don't know who that's for. It might be for somebody. I don't know. That's something that I resonated with and realized in my experience. So if you're there, I hope you take those words and they resonate and they can help you with your experience as well. Number 5, I became a college professor. Now, just like, what was that, number 3, number 4, and me talking about getting laid off, I didn't anticipate that happening. I did not anticipate becoming a college professor. It just kind of happened to me. One of my former professors reached out, said that they were looking for people to assist with the animation program. They needed professors, they needed people with experience and expertise and familiarity with the program as well. Thought I'd be a great fit. We chopped it up a little bit. I said, sure, we'll see how this goes. And it truly was a great experience for me. I learned a lot, I experienced a lot, and I also realized that for me, my experience in education are probably going to be closely tied forever. I may not always necessarily be a traditional educator in the classroom setting or sense, but I think that even as a creative and even with the work that I do, whether it's the literary, the visual, whatever, education is going to be tied into it in some way. And I'm realizing that, and I'm okay with that. And I'm hoping that there will be more stints and experiences with me being in the classroom, even if they're only for certain periods and seasons. But it really was a great experience for me. But yeah, those are 5 things that I did or experienced, had happened to me, however you want to slice it or dice it. 5 things before the age of 25. In the comments, let me know what are some things that you did, you experienced, or that you accomplished before you turned 25 or whatever age you are currently. There's so much more that I would share, but I want to keep this brief. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll share a couple of other things that I did before I turned 25, because to be honest, my life kind of been a movie the last couple of years, and I'd be willing to share if you guys were interested. But yeah, I keep forgetting this part, so if you guys like my face, you like what we're doing here on the channel, consider subscribing, consider thumbs up, liking the video, and consider turning on the notifications so you don't miss a post. I'm just saying. You can follow me from all of my socials. Some of that stuff will be linked in the description. You can also go to like the channel about tab and find all that stuff there. But to be honest, you find one social media platform, you can either use the link tree or search the name because they're all the same. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is Dre, signing off. See you next time.